So let me pick out a few. If you don't mind, I'll ask permission first before I read these to show as being particularly ode-like. And you're welcome to revise, as always. Miss Kanapka, I liked yours very much. May I read yours? Oh, thank you. And also Miss Vashon, I thought was very strong. If you'll recall, your ode assignment asked you to pick a subject in which you felt very strongly, positively about, and to use wild and crazy metaphors, and to use language of high praise, and to just go off into maybe hyperbole and exaggeration, because you're just showing how moved you are by this. And Dan, I think you should read it since it's your poem.
Oh, all right. Dressed in heat, you animal, oh, you beast, I choke in your abundance, undulating in the most deprecative of pleasures. Rake your burning teeth across my innermost skin, and taste me, and in this devour me.
Wow. Very mature writing, Mr. Rivera.
Thank you.
On anger, I think that's quite an interesting juxtaposition to match anger with those kind of passions.
Well, I was kind of going for, like, with Salome, sort of a guilty pleasure, because like the biblical story with John and everybody. So yeah, that was fun.
You pulled that off magnificently. I'm very surprised. Yes, Audie. Very nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what elements of language, even down to just the single word choice, the diction, what do you see here that supports that intensity that we associate with odes? Just look down there and find some words or phrases. Ms. Moreland, what do you see?
Well, there's lots of them.
Yeah, let's have some. I had to look up buckle. That has to do with the mouth.
The cheeks, like she's blushing.
Yeah, speaking, right, very good. I learned a word, thank you. Ms. Moreland, what do you see? Rake your burning teeth across my innermost. That's pretty intense, would you say? Yes? Devour me, that's pretty intense language. Your claw clenches my fist. I see kind of a Grendel image there, actually. Plasmatic you. What were you seeing with the plasmatic you there?
Because plasma is something intangible. It's more than heat. It kind of gets more intensity is sort of evoked by saying plasma, and so you have something that's real. It's burning. It's so bright. It's not able to be realized, but it also doesn't have a definitive form. It's just a body that's overtaking.
You got the mystery involved in that emotion.
Like, what do you think of when you hear the word plasma?
I thought of blood at first, but then that didn't match. And then I remember from Star Trek that they used plasma for their fuel. And then I looked at it in that sense, and it seemed to make more sense, that burning energy.
Yeah. Star Trek.
Star Trek helps me so much in life. And your seventh veil of heat, fabulous, has to do with the dance of the seven veils. Lots of heat in this poem, Mr. Rivera. And I love it that you combine the two different elements of heat in here. You used it very well. Ladies and gentlemen, is this just stunning? Yeah. I want this in the literary magazine, so can you make me a clean copy? And again, any of my comments are just my pen having a mind of its own, and take it for what it's worth. Ignore them if you care to. And I love this. I think it's just stunning. It's a very mature piece of writing. Could you pass that back, please? Ladies and gentlemen, I know this is a review, but Burkett was absent, and you can use this as your opportunity to reinforce what you understand as we teach Miss Burkett together.
So let us melt and make no noise, no tear floods, nor sight, nor sigh tempest move.
He's just saying no tear floods, meaning what? Don't cry. Why does he call her tears a flood?
Because she cries so much.
She's being overdramatic.
Yes, and what does he want to keep their love? Not overly dramatic, but calm. Spiritual and calm, right. calm because they are so secure in their marriage because God, their marriage is made in heaven. Okay? And why the tempest? What's a tempest? Mr. Fina.
Tempest, isn't that like a storm?
It's a storm, exactly. That's what it is. And so we have another hyperbole there, don't we? So Miss Burkett, what's the point of that hyperbole? No, you know, sighing so much that you're making a storm out of the wind of your breath. Why that hyperbole? What's the point?
He just wants to stress that she doesn't need to be doing stuff like that because he doesn't want their love to be concerned with like things of this earth, like especially her like being all sad and stuff.
Exactly.
He doesn't want her to be sad because they're better than that.
You've got it. You've caught on very quickly, Miss Burkett. Now before you leave, I want you to think of one thing. Why a flood and a tempest? Where do those two things take place?
Together they moved to New Hampshire, where she took her poetry seriously because they lived in a rural area, which really inspired her nature, her love of nature. And that's where she wrote her first book of poetry called From Room to Room. And this was really like a self-discovery book. She was looking for her own personal style.
By February, you'll understand what that allusion to Horatio from Hamlet is all about in his poem. Would you keep a copy of that poem handy for when we get there? And then we'll go back and read it again.
Reading
See where it
Hamlet?
fits in.
Yay.
Thank you. That was lovely. Who's your poet today, Ms. Dixon?
Sylvia Plath.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, she was born October 27th, 1932 in Jamaica Plain, Boston, Massachusetts. Her father was German and her mother was Austrian. Through her words, she showed a talent that not many kids at her age possessed.